Okay, so Justice Democrats, a movement I'm in full support of, teamed up with these guys called Brand New Congress. I'm just going to read part of their plans under what does BNC want. And can I just say right now, I really hate the name Brand New Congress. It's like People for the American Way. I agree with what you're doing, but please pick a non-generic name, you know? They got two basic points here. The first one is good jobs for everyone, prosperity for every community. And the first bullet point is invest trillions of dollars in new industries that will provide millions of high-wage jobs, just like all the successful industry countries are doing right now. Totally agree. Invest trillions of dollars to rebuild and repair towns, cities, and give me a second. Rural areas that politicians have allowed to disintegrate for half a century. Totally agree. We have these horrible towns in the United States like Flint, Michigan, which is broken beyond all belief. Like Detroit, which is it even a town at this point? Is it even a city at this point? Spend exactly what it will take to repair our nation's broken infrastructure. This is all coming on the same thing, which, yeah, it's kind of redundant, but okay. Which is 3.6 trillion according to the American Society of Civil Engineering, or Engineers. Build the inevitable cheap renewable energy economy now. Yes, yes, yes. We need renewable energy. Obviously, creating tens of millions of good high-tech jobs and saving people many trillions of dollars because energy from the wind and sun is much cheaper in the long run. Yeah, that's obvious. Like, what does it cost more to have? Coal that's increasingly harder to get? Oil that's increasingly harder to get and takes years to actually repay itself? Or wind that you can just walk outside? Overhaul the IRS and tax code so that small businesses are on the same playing field as big businesses, and so multi-billionaires and large corporations can no longer evade paying the billions in taxes they should owe. Totally against the tax dodging, that's obvious. Solve the healthcare mess once and for all by making Medicare available for anyone who wants it and letting insurance companies fend for themselves in a truly free market. This sounds like a public option type thing, which I'm in support of. I'm fine with a public option. I'm fine with having private and public insurance. In my opinion, that's a great idea. It's on the same level as single payer. In fact, I think it might even be a little better than single payer, just plain single payer. Provide free college education and technical training so that Americans have access to the training they need to get the jobs they want in this new economy. Yes! Most other nations can do that. Like, even Slovenia. You ever heard of Slovenia? I haven't. Has free colleges. The second one, this is the only one that's in the section what do they want. The only other one is liberty and justice for all. Oh, God, I hate this name. Oh, God. Like, just part of me when I'm reading this, I'm going, yes, yes, yes. Pick better names for things. We will get money out of politics once and for all. Yes. That is the only way to stop bureaucracy. The only way to actively stop bureaucracy is to get all money out of politics. This means getting rid of revolving doors between Wall Street and our government. It means replacing Citizens United. It means moving to publicly financed, transparent systems of campaign financing that amplify small donors. And it means all BNC candidates pledging to never lobby Congress after they're out of office. The last one, because a lot of people think only corporations can lobby. That's not true. Anyone can lobby. You simply just have to go to the lobby in Congress. Find a guy and say, hey, do this. That's lobbying. You know, a lot of people think, oh, you gotta be a billionaire to do it. No, you don't. You really don't. It's really, unless it costs you that much to get over to DC. So, just getting rid of lobbyists, I don't know how I feel about that. Getting rid of I do think we should get rid of bribery, but I don't think just completely stopping lobbyists is the right way to go. We will support the demands for justice from all groups that have been targeted by the government. Today, just about everyone in America feels targeted by the government at some level, obviously. What stops us from undoing this is that they also feel pitted against each other. It's time for American people to make common cause and see their cries for justice by all Americans heard. And we mean everyone. Black people, small business owners, Native Americans, low-income people, rural people, immigrants, disabled people, foster children, Latinos, manufacturers who want to build in America, small towns, and we could go on and on with this list. Okay, guys, this bullet point is one of the kind of red flags. I mean, like, I still like you guys, but don't just go, all these people disagree with Congress. Because for every guy who thinks that Congress is failing because of bad economic issues, there's a guy who thinks Congress is failing because, wow, they're not letting Trump in. You know, we need Ted Cruz, that guy. You know, you don't want to make it so vague, is basically what I'm saying. We will reform our electoral system to create a more perfect democracy. The term more perfect doesn't even make any sense. This will include removing the electoral college, yes, implementing ranked choice voting, creating a holiday on election day, yeah, approving the actual mechanics of voting to make it easier to vote and make electoral fraud impossible. Yes. This is a clear yes, and if you disagree with this, you are an authoritarian by definition. We will reform our criminal justice system on reducing the number incarcerated. Our current system simply cannot work. Too many people leaving the prison system get no fair shot at getting back into society, so they wind up back in jail. Yeah, I remember John Oliver did this bit on prison reentry. And they make it just unbelievably awful to get out of there. And then once you get out of there, it's unbelievably hard to stay out of there because they have things like parole officers you can only meet at certain times when, if you have a job, they're probably doing it. You know, it's that and all these really messed up systems that keep you back in jail, that keep a police state. We want to end up the school-to-prison pipeline, provide training, education, and jobs to prevent repeat offenders, and reduce our total prison population drastically. And the last one, I'm wondering how are you going to do that, but then I look at the rest and realize, oh, that's how. We will say no to the war of choice. Let's stop destabilizing other countries and focus on fixing our own. Yeah. And keep in mind, I'm not anti-globalism. I just think we should have a strong country here before we go around being other countries and just going to stabilizing them. You shouldn't be the best because you basically crippled everybody else. You know, it's kind of a horrible thing to do. We will give every government body new marching orders. Your job is to serve the people, no longer target, abuse, servile, micromanage, nickel and dime, and belittle the people you were hired to serve. Yes. Unbelievably, yes. We will back that up by removing government bureaucrats who can't understand or won't comply with their new orders. And it sounds a little authoritarian, but okay. And we will back it up by cutting out blatant and obvious waste while providing generous funding and training to the agencies and staff that do real work and that have been starved of support for decades. Oh my god, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not the most educated person on that. But how do I feel about brand new Congress overall? I support them. I like them. Most of these things here I completely agree with. Some of them I think they need to elaborate a bit more on, but that's really it. I'm Cifro Joe, and good night.